like defeated. Hi guys, salam alaikum, welcome back to another
I see that we're getting fancier with the editing.
video. So today I have something that will make you judge me hardcore. But before you do,
I don't think a lot of people judge you. I think they question your choices. And then they try to give you advice, and then you in turn take that as judgment, and it's actually not.
I have a lot of stuff to share with you guys. I have cat hair all over my face. I was kissing my cat to death and it's all over me now. So, what I'm gonna have today, what I'm eating right now is sub stock and 6-inch sub of different kind with some chips. I'm gonna start with one sub.
Okay, why do you need to start with one sub? Like, why do you even have 2 and 2 bags of chips?
Spare sandwich. One chip should be enough. For now,
No chips should be enough.
some pomegranate juice. So
Wait, hold up. I thought that pomegranate juice was for Salah and his friends when they have their business meetings.
I know you're thinking, Foodie Beauty, you have high blood sugars. What are you doing? You know, eating bad things for you. So
The only people that are saying that are the new people that are here to this universe, and nobody else that's been here for a long time is saying that.
what I've discovered is, and what I want to share with you, I don't want to share just the good times, bismillah, with you.
What good times have you shared?
I want to share when I'm struggling also. And clearly I'm struggling getting rid of food that's been comforting me for years.
So are you right now admitting that you have been struggling this entire time you've been in Kuwait and put on an excess of what, 100 to 200 pounds? So you've been struggling this entire time because you've been clearly eating your feelings this entire time.
So let me get into that.
By the way, if you heard a scream in the background, that's my husband. He's watching football. Sorry.
Because it turns out having any kind of health issues doesn't seem to be enough sometimes to keep me from eating bad things. And I realized that, you know, I'm going to the doctor after, and I need to get on medication.
So you're going to go to the doctor after you eat 2 sub sandwiches, 2 bags of chips, and a big ass glass of juice. Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, like everyone was saying, until I can... I'm new here. I'm learning the healthcare system. I'm trying to find...
Wait a minute. You're not new there. You've been there for a year. So, no, you're not new there. You should know the healthcare system there. And in fact, Kuwait does actually have a really good healthcare system. The problem for you is that you're an illegal squatter in Kuwait.
I'm going to be trying to find help for my eating issues and stuff like that as well. So I'll keep you guys posted with that. But this is a 6-inch chicken teriyaki. Parmesan oregano bread.
A teriyaki
lettuce,
sauce
tomato,
full
mayo,
of sugar.
A sweet onion sauce. Southwest sauce.
Sugar.
Jalapenos.
Sugar.
Black olives.
Salt. Sugar. And more salt and sugar.
So I'm not trolling with this video. I'm just actually being very
I don't know, you might be.
I'm showing how I struggle to stay on track most times.
Do you know why it's impossible for you to stay on track? Because you do nothing. You have no hobbies. You don't have an actual job that you leave and go to. You don't have any children. You're not physically taking care of anybody but yourself. So you're bored. You sit there, you're bored all day, and what you do is eat.
I'm having trouble, like, being able to be consistent with eating super clean. I feel like starving and like not satisfied because
Do you know why? Because you're eating the wrong foods. You're going on TikTok, Google, whatever, and you're Googling quick fixes for blood sugar and high blood pressure, and you're not eating the correct foods. If you ate the correct foods, you wouldn't be hungry. And if you ate smaller meals throughout the day, you wouldn't be hungry.
that food, clean food, is obviously not,
It's not the clean food.
doesn't satisfy anything except for health, which is, it should be.
That's not the point of clean food, but okay. You have to look at your body like a machine. So you wouldn't put dirty gasoline into a car, would you? Because it wouldn't run properly. So you have to think of your body in the same way. In order for your body to run properly, you need to eat clean foods. It's simple, Chantal.
So I need to learn how to cope, and I can't right now.
It's an excuse. It's an excuse because you don't want to do the work. You don't want to do anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. That's your problem.
And I find since having high blood sugar, I'm so ravenous all the time.
Ravenous again with this fancy word.
Hi!
Can't you just say hungry?
Anyway,
Because you know why you're hungry all the time? Because you're eating crap, empty calories. That's why. Oh, look, there's the juice for Salah and his business meetings.
my obsession with food. The chunks of chicken here are so huge. It has been going on since I'm a child.
We know the story, the bag of chips.
From a very young age, McDonald's is like ingrained. The Happy Meal, the toys. When I was a kid, the toys was Fraggle Rock.
I think it depends on the parents because as a child, I never had McDonald's. That wasn't a thing in our household. So I guess it's your upbringing, Chantal.
For a long time, my mom was a single mom, and she had to work or, you know, go to school. She was young. And
Tell the entire story about your mother. If you're trying to be transparent, that your mother purposely got pregnant to try and trap a man that was alcoholic when she was a teenager. Tell the entire story.
I had to be left with a lot with my grandmother on my dad's side. My grandparents on my dad's side are both dead. My grandfather on my dad's side was morbidly obese. I remember being a kid and being shocked at seeing him with his shirt off at how large he was. He died of a stroke.
That's an odd statement to make to me, that she was shocked to see her grandfather with his shirt off. I don't know, that just doesn't hit me with a good feeling.
In his 70s. And then my grandmother, heavy smoker. I remember she would always just be at the table cooking something, cracking open a Diet Coke, and lighting a cigarette every few minutes, like every, few minutes or so.
Funny, kind of like you do.
She used to have me go in her closet and grab her a pack from her carton. Players Light was the brand. I never liked going in that room. Her room was dark and cold and felt haunted. And it didn't help that when she told me when her husband, my grandfather, passed away, that she saw him in that room.
Chantal lies and manipulates majority of the time, but I think there's some truth in this story right now that she's telling, and it could be the source of whatever has happened to her, because obviously the way that she behaves, there's something that has happened to her in her past childhood to have her stuck in this time period. She has seriously arrested development for this time period of her life. So was there some type of odd relationship with these grandparents, because she's fixated on the food always? This is the one memory she always goes back to in her life. So I'm wondering, is this the beginning of her need for male attention? Did something happen? I don't know. It's possible.
That's the house with the ghost in the basement. Anyway. I looked forward to going because I knew I would be eating good.
See, now was food
I was
used
spoiled.
as a reward in that household? Was food used to shut her up in that household? Kind of seems like it.
So she would make me comforting meals. And snacks. It was so comforting and memorable. Ingrained in my memory that I still dream about being there.
I hope to God that she is not lying. I don't think she is. How she embellished on her DV situation with Nader. I hope she's not lying about this. But judging by her behavior that she's posted on her channel, where she seeks male attention and then the food, male attention and then the food, it kind of seems like she learned this behavior in that household with her grandparents. This is just my opinion. Just from my own life experience of things.
This is during a time in my childhood where my dad was more involved.
And was it a situation with her father? Was he living in that house? And considering he was an alcoholic, did something happen when he was drunk? I don't know. That's kind of the way it seems, that's how it's coming off to me. I don't know about anybody else, but that's the way it's coming off to me.
So yeah.
But then again, I don't know. Chantal lies too much.
My food obsession follows me in my dreams. I have dreams of being back at my grandmother's house. She used to make these tiny little sweet and sour meatballs. They were so good. She would give me these little chicken nuggets with Diana's barbecue sauce. It was so good. Magic Moments, butterscotch, or vanilla pudding. She would take a fresh loaf of bread, cut thick slices, and put thick slices of fresh, like St. Albert's cheese. If you're from Ontario, you know. St. Albert's cheese.
And what always strikes me odd with her is the memories of her childhood. That's the only thing she really ever goes into detail about her life. And it's always fixated on food. Now, when I think of my childhood, I think of, family visiting from out of the country, or hanging out with my cousins, or everybody coming over for holidays. Food is not the main thing that I remember or think about. So I find it odd.
And put it under the broiler. And I could still see her leaning over the oven to keep an eye with a dart in her hand. But she used to get mad at me for asking for extra pudding. Excuse me. Even back then, she would tell my mom, I think Chantal has a problem with food. She wouldn't keep asking for snacks.
That's really sad, if that's what happened. Did your grandmother even like you to be there in the house? Or was she just giving you food to shut you up? Sorry about that jump cut. My internet went out.
So the history goes way back. Remember my first bag of chips, how it made me feel?
There you go, the bag of chips. Now, something obviously happened to her for her to remember the feeling of a bag of chips. Something happened to make that a pivotal moment in her life.
Okay, so this is the second sandwich.
Why?
It's the meat feast with pickles, with pickles, black olives, lettuce, tomato, extra mayo, salt, pepper, and oil and vinegar on Parmesan oregano. It's kind of like their version of the Cold Cut Trio, but it's like beef products. So it has roast beef, pepperoni, salami, but it's made with a different animal, except for besides the pig, obviously, because Islam country. It's so good.
I don't know why this flashed into my head, but this almost reminds me of someone who self-cuts. Now, some people might think that that's for attention, but actually it's not. It's almost because they cannot feel or deal with the pain or trauma by cutting themselves. It's the one thing they can feel, and it's a release of that trauma or pain. It's almost like Chantal's doing that with food. How I say she eats her feelings, this is exactly what she's doing. It's like she's self-cutting with food.
But this franchise is like not affiliated with Subway.
I don't know why my internet keeps going out. I think I'm on a different Wi-Fi because we have 2 different Wi-Fis in our house. I probably need to change it.
So they put so much pickles.
Because you probably asked for extra.
Just to show you how far back this obsession with food goes.
I actually don't think it's an obsession. It's almost like an alcoholic, like, or a self-cutter, or somebody like that. You're trying to deal with whatever it is that has happened to you as a child, and this is the way you're doing it with food.
I feel like it's impossible to overcome. I feel like defeated.
Because you need to get to the root of the issue, which you never have done. You seriously need to go to therapy and talk about whatever has happened to you, because clearly you need help.
That's the best way I can describe it. So
You're just an addict, Chantal. No different than drugs, alcohol, whatever. Food is your choice. Still an addict. Food is a coping mechanism for you. Whenever you don't want to feel something, you eat.
But I still dream about, I told Lottie this before, driving around in my dreams, visiting different fast food places,
You need to learn how to chew with your mouth shut. Jesus fucking Christ. Drives me insane. Sorry about the chewing, everybody.
Good girl. Scratching her post. Strolling along a street. At night with like tons. Each row of the street on either side is lined with well-lit restaurants.
Sometimes I don't buy your dream stories because they're too detailed. Nobody remembers their dreams like that. I think it's bullshit, and I think you make it up as to fill time in your videos to get to a certain
and I'm overwhelmed with the
time
choices.
point. So not buying it.
But I don't actually eat in my dream. It's weird. I don't know.
I just had a thought. I wonder how much she has stretched her stomach out, because the muscle is a stomach and you can, it stretches because of the amount of food that she eats. That's probably why she gets hungry, because her stomach is so stretched out. Even if she tried to eat a smaller meal, it's not going to make a dent because she has stretched it out. I don't know. That was just a thought.
So,
can you imagine her blood sugar after this meal?
it's very weird.
Is she purposely... Oh my God, if she's actually going to the doctor after this, like she said, did she purposely eat this to make her blood sugar high so that it goes into like the government file, so that she is trying to purposely get removed from Kuwait? I wonder if she's actually unhappy there, doesn't want to admit it, and is doing this to get kicked out so she has an excuse. I wouldn't be surprised.
One of my favorite foods is a good deli sandwich. I love the deli.
You like everything, Chantal. I don't think I've seen you eat anything that you didn't like.
Deli meat, deli cheese, deli pickles.
Except for health food. I know some of that health food that you got, I don't think you liked it.
Do you guys eat a 12-inch?
12-inch, LOL.
Or do you think that's too much? I don't like eating subs or sandwiches without chips.
we shouldn't be eating either.
So yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna hide and pretend like I didn't eat this today.
Well, obviously we know you're lying. You wouldn't be 400 or 500 pounds without consuming large amounts of food every day.
I want to be transparent when it comes with battling this.
That's the one thing I don't understand about you and Amber Lynn is that you try to say you lose weight or whatever. You guys have to understand, in order to maintain both of you the size that you guys are at, you have to be consuming a large amount of calories every day. So we know you're lying.
And just show that there's going to be a lot of times like this. It's the reality of it.
Here we go with the internet again. Sorry about that. I forgot to switch from the Wi-Fi from downstairs to the upstairs.
I don't know how to stop wanting this food. And if I'm going to want it forever, that's going to be really hard. Alright guys, I will see you after. I'll have a vlog.
Okay, I'm not going to say go fuck yourself, Chantal, on this one, because I think there was some truth in what she stated in her post. Now, until she goes to therapy and seeks help for whatever issues are causing this lifelong battle with food, she's never going to change. And it's just going to get worse. So, everybody, have a lovely evening, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye.